1.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for week 2 of the 6-month crypto challenge. Here to guide you through day 8, we have Mr. Techie. Take it away, Techie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Crypto Romeo, for the great introduction as always. Today I am joined by Mr. Damilon. The rest of the team will be joining us a little bit later on. My God, has it been an interesting day today. I woke up this morning after going to sleep last night. Obviously, you're not going to wake up without going to sleep first, but when I went to sleep, there was a small issue with Binance. And Binance had a bit of an error, and so they needed to fix it. Pretty normal standard stuff. It was due to go back online within, I think, 13 hours was their estimation. And then I woke up this morning and I checked, and there was an update saying that it's taking a little bit longer than it should. And so today has been an interesting day. But let's start off in the way that we always start off. Now, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do my own calculations on this because I don't trust this number. Binance has been down all day, and as a result, I don't believe that this dollar number value here is absolutely correct, because this is taking from the price of Bitcoin on Binance when Binance went down. So how are we going to calculate our total for today? This is a one-time only thing, guys. Okay, we're going to do it once, and then hopefully next time we can just do our traditional method of just copying across this number. So we're going to take a note of the assets that we have. We have 430 Ripple, and in fact I'm just going to make a new sheet. Okay, so we have here XRP, and we come here 430. All right, and then we have ICX. I should have actually looked at the number first. ICX, we have 52 ICX. Okay, 52. And then we have Walton at 17. Okay, and guys, this is a good way for you to learn how to actually calculate the value of your coins without always relying on this number. Okay, then we have BNB at 6.6. Okay, BNB.
Yeah, that one you shouldn't even bother calculating because it's based on Binance anyway.
Yep, that is true. But just in order to get the complete total, I'll just throw it in here, and then we can take it from there. And then Bitcoin, I'm just going to copy that number because there's a lot of fractions. I don't want to have to remember them. I'm getting old. I can't remember all these little numbers. And no, we don't want to paste it. We want to do Control-Shift-V, which will paste it without any formatting. Now, how then do we calculate the value of these coins? We're going to come over here. Coin market cap. Okay, and we're just going to go to coin market cap / well, we can go to coin market cap. So the first one on our list was XRP. Okay, Ripple. And what we're going to do now is that we are going to get the price of XRP from here. Okay, so as you guys can see, the price is written just beneath the US dollar value. Again, I'm taking the Bitcoin price just to simplify this whole calculation. I'm going to paste it in there. So if we put here QTY, BTC price, dollar value. Sorry, this one here will be BTC total, and then dollar value. All right, so now we just got to repeat that for ICX. I'm going to go through this a little bit quickly, guys. I don't want to bore the pants off of everyone for the first few minutes. But this is just a way for those of you who want to follow along and always have the correct numbers in your sheet. And then we've got Walton. A lot of these coins also are only traded on Binance, or the majority of it is on Binance, and as a result there won't be that much of a price difference from yesterday. So this is not the most accurate way to do this. For example, BNB is only on Binance. We can check it by clicking on markets.
I think it's also on Ether Delta, but the percentage is like 2%.
Oh, and Bancor network. Okay, I never knew that before. That's really interesting, actually. $369 worth of transactions in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we come here. We're going to take this number for our BNB, and then of course BTC. Okay, and BTC, what we're going to do is we're just going to copy across the dollar value. Okay. And we're going to put that right at the last column. Okay. Because these here are all going to be, this is going to be 1, because 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. And because that's how many Bitcoin we have, that's going to be the total. Right. Now for these guys, simple calculation equals that one multiplied by quantity. Okay. That's going to give us how much in total Bitcoin value we have. And if we come here and we look, they should match up to, no, sorry, they won't match up to here because there's a price difference, isn't there? All right, so now we've got the total Bitcoin value. And now, here's our price per Bitcoin. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to make a very simple calculation. I don't want to make it any complicated. We're going to go equals the one on the left multiplied by the price of Bitcoin. Okay, and then again, we click that little square, we drag it down. That calculates the dollar value of all of our assets. And at the bottom here, equals, you can select one cell plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. I'm going to do it a different way. You type in sum, S-U-M, you open a bracket, there we go. And then we want E2, so we can click there. And then you put in a colon. And this doesn't always work for me. It gives me an error, so I always just type in the last one. I never understand why it does that. E6, sorry, which is the last one where Bitcoin is. And as soon as I click enter, that's not correct, is it? Nope, that guy there needs to come here. And then we go here, the same thing as the other guys. There we go, that's more like it. So we have 1322.505. We'll say 1322.51. All right. Now, guys, again, you don't need to worry about that too much. 1322.51. 1322.51. There we go. So there we go. We've put in now the price for today, and we did that by manually calculating the value of our assets. Because if you guys have a look, just to show you, okay, so here's the total value of our assets according to what we calculated, 0.041, and here it's saying 0.040. Okay, so the market has moved despite there being no trading on Binance. So in order to get the most accurate result, guys, we had to go through this process. Again, 02737, 0269, so it's a little bit of a difference, but every difference helps. So we are up to, how much are we up to? 1322.51. Guys, if you want to send me a question on YouTube, please make sure you proceed it by a capital Q, like that. And if you want to send me a question on the live stream chat on the Discord server, please make sure that you tag me in there. Martin said, I always first select the range, then click on the sum. Ah, very interesting. So what he does, if we come back here, is that he will select those, and then there's a button up here which says sum somewhere. I can never, that's the sum, I believe. Click on that, press enter, bish bash bosh, Bob's your uncle. Thank you very much, Martin. I don't know why I never did that. Thank you, sir. All right, so we have our total, but today is day 8. Which means that we have closed 1 week. And just to make sure then that we get the correct days, day 1, day 2, day 3, and then I'm going to drag this all the way down to about there. And we can see we are on day 8, so we've just started day 8. So we need to update our weekly chart. And we haven't done anything there yet, okay? So it's going to be very simple. Week 1, start, end. Okay, and then we come here and we go percentage. Okay, and later on, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be releasing a separate video, okay, during the day, just about some modifications that I'm going to make to the sheet to make things easier so that we don't eat up the whole stream time. Okay. but just because this is a big time, we're going to do that. So we are going to copy our starting number. Okay. And then we're going to copy our end number. And I think you guys know this calculation by now. Equals to this one. Sorry, equals to open bracket. This one here, divided by that one there, close brackets, -1. And then click on the percentage button. So we are down 0.68% in 1 week. But what has been happening in the market? That's a different story. If we come back right now and we try and find the 1st of Feb, here we go. So the 1st of Feb, when we started, was probably just trying to find the exact point. There we go. So that there is where we started, ladies and gentlemen, 1 week ago. And as you can see, there was a lot of movement in the market and we still haven't gone back up to the previous level. Does that mean then that if Bitcoin was to come back up to this line, that then, you know, we would be at exactly where we started? No, we would actually be in profit because we bought a lot of coins when they were cheaper than the starting point. And so technically, if Bitcoin came back to here, we could expect to see something in the region of $1,500 to $1,600 dollars. Sorry, yeah, $1,500 to $1,600 on our sheet. So now we've updated our sheet, our daily tradition. Let's have a look at Martin saying, can I mention the starting balance again? You can? What's up with the starting balance?
I think that it's not 1,500.
Yep, okay guys, so for those of you maybe who didn't watch the first video, I'm going to go over it in about 20 seconds. You ready? It's going to be super fast, okay? Before we started the challenge, I sent over 10 Litecoin. The Litecoin value went down as the transaction happened, and therefore when it arrived in the account, it was worth significantly less than when I initially sent it. Instead of sending over a new transaction trying to make up the account, I thought, hey, why not? It's going to make the challenge a little bit more interesting, so we started with $1,420. In the case where Litecoin had gone up actually in value, I would have still made it only $1,500 and sent the other Litecoin back to my own account. There we go.
He's actually mentioning your typo. It says with two. It says balance with 2 L's.
Yeah. Okay. Then. Okay. That there, because I am a Brit. I come from the United Kingdom. It's very common in the English, British English, to spell balance with double L. Oops. Oops. What's happening here? And here you go. Malware. There's thank God there aren't weird links on here. Why has it got things about bald people?
Meet hot, lonely Russian brides.
Where? Oh, I was scrolling down and focusing more on like the hair cream. Are they trying to send me a subliminal message or something? It's a choice, guys. I swear.
Usually your ads are based on your search history. Just saying.
No, this is a new account, so there is no search history on there. Okay, so I'll leave it as a single L. I always spell it with a double L, and leveling as well is another word. I will try to use the US spelling. I am using dollars. I'm putting the correct stuff in the correct place, and I'm working in US time as well, EST time zone, even though I'm located in Germany, which makes calculations a bit weird. All right, let's see. Can you translate that word into freedom for us? Which word? I'm confused, Mr. Joseph Vegas. Getting the Tank Jerome saying it's called smart advice. Okay, it's all about the adverts. All right, guys. So, those of you on YouTube, welcome. For those of you who are joining us maybe for the first time or second time and you haven't heard it before, check out the description of the video. There's a link to our website. On the website, you will find everything you need to know about the challenge. Plus, also, you will find a link to our Discord community. Now, the Discord community is based on the CoinVX server, okay? And we currently, or yesterday actually, we surpassed 850 people taking part in the challenge. It's a lot of people, and it's a lot of stuff in the challenge. It's an absolutely beautiful number to see this many people who want to learn how to trade crypto, you know, in a good way. I know a lot of advanced guys, this is kind of boring. But we got to make sure everyone's on the same page before we start to really take off. So I appreciate all the guys who are stuck around, even though maybe you're not really gaining anything from the videos. Your support and your messages are very much valued. So those of you who are just joining, be sure to join the Discord community. There's over 850 people registered on there to take part in the challenge. So there's lots of great questions. You can always find Damilon kind of answering a million messages on there, which is absolutely epic. And it's a little bit funny because by the time I come to write the message, I look up and I'm like, oh damn, he's already written a bloody answer. No, it's brilliant. There's a great community there. Everyone's kind of contributing and providing advice and backup and support and checking facts and checking things when needed. So, and I forgot to do, thank you very much, Marco, for the graphics in the introduction, once again. Now, someone's posting, why do your cookies show this kind of ads? Guys, it's a brand new account. There are no cookies on here. It's literally, as you can see here, the crypto challenge. It's a brand new account. You can't find it anywhere else right now. So now, the biggest news of the day by far. The biggest news of the day by far was when many hours ago now, 22 hours ago, but possibly 24 hours ago, here we go. Binance tweeted, a system maintenance is in progress. Some users may experience a temporary decrease in exchange performance while this is underway. Thank you for your understanding. This was 24 hours ago when we were on stream. And then after we went off stream by about maybe half an hour or an hour, we found this. And they had an issue when they were doing their maintenance. And essentially they extended the time to 2 p.m. UTC. Right now it's midnight UTC, so you can kind of get the idea. It was going to take like 12 hours. Okay? It was really going to take a long time. And people were a bit worried. So a lot of people thought, you know what? I can't really do anything. You know, if you were in the middle of trading or swinging or doing anything, the whole of Binance has kind of literally just come to a halt. Okay? And the charts aren't moving. The order books aren't moving. You know, there's like, this is as you can see there, that's from yesterday this time, 24 hours. There's like nothing being added onto there. Trade history, nothing is happening at all. So a lot of people thought, okay, you know what, we will take a break and we will, you know, we will come back in a few hours. Unfortunately though, Mr. CZ, I'm saying, I'm adapting to the American way. Us English, we would say Mr. CZ. Mr. CZ of Binance, no, Mr. CZ. He started tweeting. And then a little later, it came out that the issue is going to take a lot longer than they expected. And people started panicking. And the FUD started. Now, those of you who remember what FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And you guys can see all of the tweets here. They have been updating us as things proceed. But the current time that this is due to be kind of fixed, and I'm going to put this in just so that everybody in every time zone can understand. I use a website called TimeBuddy. I like him. And we can actually zoom in a little bit there. We can delete that one. I don't know why it's got Cairo, Berlin, Moscow. Well, what's that got to do with anything? So we want UTC. Okay, and then I'm going to put in EST. And I'm going to put in PST. I'm going to delete Russia, and I'm going to put in CET. Okay, so let's move this guy up here. So they are going to be fixed on 2 p.m. UTC. Sorry, not 2 p.m. No, we are expecting now 4 a.m. UTC on 09. Okay, so if we come here and we come across, we're looking at UTC on the 9th of February. It says there 9th of February at 4 a.m. Okay, so those of you all over the world now, you can have a look. If you're in UTC, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. CET, 5 o'clock in the morning. If you're on EST, it's 11 p.m. tonight. Not on the 9th, tonight. And if you're on PST, it's 8 p.m. Okay, so guys, take note of this. This is when Binance opens again. Okay. Now, there's a question here, but I will cover it straight after if you remind me. All the one in... I can never get that name right. So, now this is when we're expecting Binance to come up. But, as always, and so you guys can understand how easy this happens. When Binance went down, people thought Binance got hacked. Okay? Not just any people. There is someone who has been slowly... What would be the best term, Damilon? Weaseling his way into the crypto world?
Oh, I would. He just inserted himself. He didn't even weasel it. He just bars right in.
So, we can actually
John
search
McAfee.
Binance. I think. Oh, he's there anyway. Yep, let's bring him up. Just to show you guys, because I know a lot of people follow him. A lot of people follow him, and I want to show you guys the kind of FUD and stuff that happens in the crypto world. So Mr. John McAfee woke up today, and he decided that he's had enough of a party last night, and today he needs to kind of get over his hangover, probably, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the guy gets up to. But he came in and he started to say that there are rumors by top crypto influencers that they may have been hacked. Binance responded to him. And they have been extremely professional. And this went on for quite a while. Okay? He tweets, they retweet. He tweets, they tweet. He tweets, they tweet. He tweets, they tweet. Essentially, I looked into what happened at Binance, and I do believe what the team are saying, that, you know, that they were doing a system maintenance upgrade, and essentially then something went wrong, so they took everything down and had to fix it, and then it took a little while longer than usual. It's not hacked, okay? Binance have even tweeted their addresses for anyone who wishes to go in. I can't remember where the tweet is though.
It was response to one of the McAfee tweets.
Okay, so then I would have to go to his McAfee tweet and find...
It doesn't really matter. The point is that they were proving that nothing's left.
They sent out a list of their ledger addresses, okay, which are the addresses that hold the funds on the exchange, to prove that nothing was hacked. People still kept on spreading the rumors. People still kept on panicking. Guys, it's nothing to worry about, okay? Binance did not get hacked. This is normal for an exchange to occasionally have some issue and go down. A lot of people are like, oh my god, man, I'm going to move now, and I'm not going to touch Binance, and I'm going to go over to ABC exchange because, like, yeah, I don't want to not be able to trade with my money. I'm sorry for my terrible accent. I have no idea where their accent came from. But essentially, every exchange has issues, and every exchange in the last year has had some downtime. And before you think, oh my god, that's terrible, I'm going to move to another exchange, just Google any exchange name. I think we were talking about GDAX earlier, or technically Coinbase. You could just put into Google, like Coinbase down, and then you can probably, there we go. Trading goes down at Coinbase, one of the biggest Bitcoin, at 22nd of December. You know, again, 7th of December, Coinbase went down. 1st of December, Coinbase went down. You know, so there's a lot of stuff that happens on a lot of exchanges. It's part of the nature of the business, okay? Except for this one here is taking a little bit long, unfortunately. Is everyone's money safe? Everyone's money is perfectly safe. But the question becomes, it went down. Did we put a mark? No, we didn't. So let me delete this yellow line. And we can come here and zoom in a bit. And it went down 7. and a little bit, I don't know, it went down around here somewhere. Okay. It went down about there. Bitcoin went up in price, as you guys can see. Okay, we can even zoom in a little bit more. So since it went down, Bitcoin went up in price. And as a result, what's going to happen when Binance reopens? And I think everyone in the team kind of reached the same conclusion today. Damilon, maybe, do you want to share what you think is going to be happening?
Sure. So a lot of it is going to depend on where the price is of Bitcoin elsewhere. Usually Bitfinex is much closer to Binance than GDAX, but that changes day to day. Based on experience of what's happened in GDAX, because I've seen this happen on GDAX many, many times, the exchange crashes due to volume. Everyone's like hammering it, trying to get back in. So I'm going to explain based on where the price is right now, but it looks like it's heading down at the moment. So by the time it goes up, it could all be near where it was before, which is going to minimize what happens. So basically, if the price right now is, say, $300 above, I think, let's see last night where it was. Probably around $7,800 at the time of the outage. So that's about only $200 difference now. Not that big of a difference, but let's just say that's where it is. So if at the time when Binance comes back up, if the price on other exchanges is about $200 more, $200 less, those kind of things, what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of people trying to either quick sell or quick buy to get to that price. Now, they've talked about this 30-minute window that they're going to allow people to change their orders. Now, they specifically said cancel orders. So in the past, when GDAX has this, they call post-only mode, and they allow you to put in or remove limit orders. If they allow you to enter them, what you'll see happening is if the price is, say, $200 higher, you'll see a whole lot of limit orders right at the market price, at the highest possible buy price will stack up because everyone's going to expect it to move up and they want to hope someone sells. What's going to happen with everybody else that doesn't do that is they're going to market buy, trying to get it at that cheap price. What happens when you get a lot of people market buying at the same time is the price that you see is going to be much different than the price that you get. So say if it's at $1,700 at the moment and you see it opens and you push buy, you might get the Bitcoin at $8,200 because the whole market book has already been cleared out by the time your order goes through. So I would not FOMO in the moment the market goes up. Now, what usually happens after that is the price overshoots its intended target. So if it's $200 up, it might go past that. And then after it goes past that, people correct. So all those people immediately say, oh my gosh, the price is higher now than the rest of the market. And they all try to sell. And then the market corrects below where it should be. So you're going to see kind of a rubber band effect where it goes up and down over the rest of the marketplace prices. And then it's going to finally stabilize where it should be. So it's going to be very volatile. So this only applies, of course, if there's a difference in price. So the closer it gets to the price where it was at, the less volatility there's going to be. In fact, if it's within $100, you might not see a lot of volatility at all because usually exchanges can vary about $100. Now, I saw someone put in a question on Discord saying, hey, is it possible if I see that the price is $600 up that I can move coins from another exchange and sell it? I wouldn't even try it because by the time your coins even get there, all this is going to be resolved. So if you have money on there and you want to, place orders, you're welcome to do that, but it's going to be extremely volatile the further the prices differ. Now, the altcoin prices haven't changed a whole lot. So this is going to primarily affect the coins with the USDT pairs. And then people, once they buy in, are going to look to buy in their altcoins or whatever because they've seen the market's gone up, or they're going to sell because the market's been going down. So you have to keep an eye on where the market is and plan your orders accordingly. So if you had some sell orders that you notice were lower than what the market price is that you placed for, say, a 5% profit, and now the market price elsewhere has exceeded that, you probably want to cancel those. So that 30-minute window when it comes back up is going to give you an opportunity to do that, unless you're still happy with the profit you would get. So right now it looks like the price is coming closer and closer to where it was, but it can come back up again, or it could go even further down than where it was. So this is usually what happens when you have a situation like this. And to reiterate what Techie is saying too, it's just maintenance. They have a database sync issue and they're rebuilding their whole database from their backup. So I wouldn't worry about what you have on the exchange, at least in regards to this challenge. Someone else brought in a comment that there's a good reminder that coins you don't trade with, you shouldn't leave on exchanges. And this is a good rule in general. So if you have another account with other coins that you just buy and hold, there's no reason to keep coins you're holding on an exchange. You should move them to a hardware wallet or a software wallet, especially if it allows staking, which will allow you the possibility of earning coins if it's proof of stake. I'm sure Techie will get into this later. But it's a good rule of thumb not to leave coins you're holding long-term, 6+ months types of thing on an exchange. You want to move it off elsewhere in a place that you have control over it, because the exchange collapses, you have the opportunity to bring it to another exchange and still sell it. So it gives you more control over your own money. That's pretty much it.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, so there's a few new key terms in there for you guys. I wrote down a couple of them. I'm just going to go over them very quickly. There was wallet. Now, some of you may be wondering what is a wallet. Those of you who have been in crypto for a while, you know what a wallet is. A wallet is essentially a place to store your coins off of an exchange. It's a secure place. There are many different types of wallet. There are software-based wallets. There are hardware-based wallets. There are lots and lots of different types of wallets. Well, not really that many, but we're going to be having a wallet week, believe it or not. I'm not gonna, I can't remember when that is actually. There's a wallet week coming up where we're going to be talking and introducing you guys into software wallets and hardware wallets, how to set them up, how to manage your funds. It's the safest place to keep your coins if you're not actively trading with them, and that's the key word, you're not actively trading with them. And that comes under what is known as the long holds, where you buy a coin with the intention just to keep it for a long time and let it rise in price, and you ride the long-term rise in price. Right now we are not focusing on long holds, because I know we've been holding some coins for a week. That's not long, guys, that's short. We've been holding some coins for a week because right now we're trying to increase our overall stack, or our overall value of our dollar thing, and so we're doing shorter trades. And I can't remember what the other word was, but yeah. So just again,
arbitrage,
guys.
maybe arbitrage.
Oh no, no. Okay, I can't remember now. I thought I wrote it down, but I'm looking at my sheet now, and it's a bunch of scribbles. I need to get better at my writing. So again, maybe? No.
Okay, forget it.
It's all right. If there's any terms, guys, that you haven't understood, please put on YouTube, put a letter Q and then ask what the term was. And if you're on Discord, you can ask there. Don't worry. Like we all had to start somewhere one day, so you can ask any question. The only stupid question in life is asking if there's such a thing as a stupid question. That's the.
I was going to bring up. Aaron from Discord wanted to bring up a point, which I think is a very good point. Don't be surprised if Binance crashes after it comes up. Yep. Because everyone is going to try to get in at the same time to try to take advantage of any possible price difference. So it could very well happen that you get on, you quick try to make a trade, and everything locks up. So it's good that they have that 30-minute window, because you can look at where the market is elsewhere. I would use Bitfinex or GDAX as their Bitcoin price to see where it stands, to determine if you should cancel any of your limit sells or limit buys that you have.
So just to show you guys, I'm going to add in the time zone of Beijing. So right now you have probably the three biggest time zones in terms of difference. You have the, and we are going to be at UTC 4 a.m. Okay, so we're going to be about here. So at this point in time, all of the big traders in Europe are going to be awake. All of the traders in China are going to kind of be around their lunch break. All of the traders in the States will either be at home having dinner or will be preparing to go to bed. This will probably be the largest amount of traders online at one point on Binance. So don't be surprised if it crashes. Okay. And okay, I'm seeing John O. Okay, thank you very much, John O. I was just about to answer that question. Kaylin Yoko was asking about staking. Thank you very much. I was just going to address that. And Andrew, I'll come to your question in a sec. So again, the key thing is, guys, the market is moving right now. Okay, it's coming down, it's going up, it's doing whatever it's going to do. Okay. Binance will open, I believe, at 4 a.m. okay, UTC time. Okay, here. So from 4 a.m. till 4:30 a.m. You guys can see the times here according to your time zone if you want to have a look. It will be open for half an hour in order for people to go in and cancel any orders that they have active. Why would you do this? Because once Binance reopens trading, if your order is literally here, but the price of this coin is all the way up there right now, way off the chart, you know, like you're looking all the way up there somewhere, then essentially then you're going to be selling at that point for less than the market price. So it gives you an opportunity to go in, cancel your orders, and prepare for if something happens or not. If you do have orders that are very close to the range, I would suggest waiting up or setting an alarm and waking up for that time to cancel them, just to see how the market plays out. Okay, John O, thank you very much. John O is doing a great job of answering the questions there. Andrew did ask, what is the standard exchange that Bitcoin is measured on? Like when someone says Bitcoin price is X, where do you assume they're looking? It's a very, very good question. The price of Bitcoin can vary wildly. Like, I mean, like quite a lot. If we come here and we have a look at markets. So here's a list of markets. It's a long list of markets, like two, that have Bitcoin on them. Now, I believe I can click on price. So on, that's not right, is it? No, we want to find USDT. That's what we want to, is that what we found? I'm going to see if this is the correct one. Markets. No. There was a place where you can see the value of Bitcoin across exchanges. Let me see. Sorry for the mechanical keyboard noise, guys. I know it annoys some of you. There we go. It's a bit of an ugly site, but let's see if we can see it. Okay, so we're going to organize it by price. It varies wildly. I wouldn't really take that. We'll say 8,663 all the way down to 7,830. When people say what is the average, what is the price of Bitcoin? Generally, it's kind of the average that's in the market of the top exchanges. Okay, so if we come through this list here now, most of these are kind of like, who are you? Never heard of you before. Until we start to come down to some of the bigger exchanges, you have HIT, BTC, it's okay, Polynex, Kraken, Bitfinex, GDAX, and there's no Binance on here. So it basically will average these prices and kind of give an average up there. These guys here give an average. I believe their average is also based on the volume. How much has been traded at that price over the last 24 hours. So the current Bitcoin price is 8,053 as an average, but it differs slightly from exchange to exchange. So I hope that answers your question, Andrew. Right. BuzzLimon saying, are there any trading view accounts that you follow? Unfortunately not. No, I do apologize. I don't follow any trading view accounts. I like to speak to the guys that I take TA from, and ask them. There are a couple of people that I do follow on Twitter, so that's always a good thing. So who should you follow? We're going to be getting into teaching you guys TA, and then when there's a lot of these, then basically Essentially, when a lot of you know about TA, you'll be able to compare results, speak to Wes, speak to Jaclo, speak to a few other people in our community who know about TA, confirm your results, and take it based on there. Okay. SRP Crypto saying, I know this challenge isn't focusing on margin trading, but is there a site you guys can recommend that allows US clients? Bitfinex does not. I'm sorry, I don't know about margin trading crypto, unfortunately. So I don't know if anyone else in the community perhaps does. Damilon, do you know anything about margin trading with Bitcoin?
Other than you should avoid it. No.
Okay, then I'm sorry, Mr. SRP Crypto. Here we're covering actual live trading, asset trading, rather than margin trading of crypto. What is margin trading? Guys, if you want to find out what margin trading is, go to Google and type it in. It will provide you with a much better example, but because it's not really common in crypto, we're not going to really talk about it. Mr. Cloud Champ is here, but before he does or shares his TA, I'm going to quickly answer some questions. Mr. Ehti saying, what is the highlight plan for the stream today? The highlight plan? Just looking at Bitcoin and Binance right now. We can't make any trades, guys. We can't trade anything at all. Binance is down. All of our assets are currently on Binance. So all we can do is just hold hands and start to sing Kumbaya together. If you guys want to start off in the server, and then by the end of the stream, we'll come and join you guys. Mr. Music says, do sale or buy orders placed in one exchange directly reflect the other exchanges? No, the orders placed within an exchange are only within that exchange, and it's only traders within that exchange that can see the buy and sell orders. So buy and sell orders are independent, which is why sometimes you get a price difference on exchanges, because in one place there will be more buyers and in the other place more sellers, so the price can vary ever so slightly. Any other questions? Gang the Tank Jerome, this is why we need a voice channel. Thank you very much, buddy. It's a great suggestion. Okay, then Mr. Wes, are you here, sir?
Yeah.
All right, I have your chart open in front of us right now, and you may talk.
All right, so Bitcoin right now, it's really scary what it's doing. Because so I have my Scion wedge, the blue wedge that I drew on there, and it's not even nearing the end of the wedge and it's breaking downward. This is really bad. And the yellow line is the long-term wedge, or the long-term trend line. So it's pretty scary right now what it's doing. It's gonna make people FOMO out a lot. That's why you'll see it's tanking right now, Bitcoin. So if you look on the RSI, it created an actual wedge on the RSI, which is really bad. And currently I made yeah, right there, the RSI. So the red line, that's the channel we're in right now. And we're currently tanking really hard. We're even tanking past down the bottom of the channel. So we can expect Bitcoin to just retrace down. But I don't think it's going to crash again. It's not going to hit the 6K again, I don't think. I think it's going to hit the 7.7, 7.4. And yeah, we have a pretty major support at 7.7. So we just got to wait and see, because this could just go back up, retrace, go down, sideways action for quite a while. Yeah, that's my insight right now on my TA on Bitcoin right now. So
okay, thank you. So guys, I have moved my lines around on my trading view chart just so that then we can stay up to date with it. I'm not sure where these are being based off of, so I can't get them too accurate. But essentially we're looking at potentially 7.7 and 7.4 as potential lines that we need to watch out for. And we'll see how Bitcoin reacts with that. You got to remember, guys, yesterday we had a very similar major scare up here, although the Stotch, sorry, not the Stotch, just the standard. You use standard RSI, is that correct, Wes? Not
correct.
Stotch. Yep. Okay. So I've got here Stotch RSI. I can perhaps add in And guys, this week is TA week, so we are going to be fundamentals, economy, symbol. Oh, why does this get messed up? Okay, I don't know why this is happening. I'll find it another time. We did have another big scare like this, and if we switch over to the 1 hour candles, I think I was saying this is TA week. We're going to be starting very soon. I'm going to start tomorrow. Today is just because it's a new week and because of Binance and stuff. There's not much that we can actually do. But if you guys have a look here, you can see yesterday we had some similar red candles. We are still not out of the crazy stuff that could happen. Okay.
You're looking at Discord, Techie?
Look at Discord.
What's the difference between a support and a strong support, they're asking? Why is it strong?
Okay. Why is a support strong? And Wes just left. Wes, are you still here maybe? No, okay. What is the difference between a support and a strong support? Damilon, do you know the answer to that?
Well, it's kind of a subjective term, but mostly you're looking at typical buy orders. So it's a number of buy orders and the size of them. So if, for instance, people decided, and they base this based off of a lot of TA terms like Fibonacci levels and things like that. We'll get into all that during TA week. But they decide, hey, I don't want the price to drop below 7,800. So I'm going to put a 250 buy wall there. That's a expensive buy wall to buy through, to sell through on BTC. So normally you might see a buy wall be like, 10 BTC, which is, it's decent. It's still like $100,000 or actually less than that at the moment. But you might also see a large quantity of buy orders. So if there's just a single wall versus 10 walls of 10 BTC, it all adds up. So you can kind of just look at an order book somewhere if you're doing a small grouping and see, hey, the depth is kind of low. You don't see a lot of buys or sells in a certain area. And usually you'll see the buy orders all happen on round numbers. So they're like psychological numbers. A lot of people, when they just want to enter in a buy order or a sell order on the top of their head, say, oh, it's going to be 500 or 550 or 750. They just kind of think of it in easy terms, whereas you don't usually see a big wall at like 627. So a lot of those major lines on Bitcoin, they're usually at the hundreds and the 50s, but sometimes you'll see them move up on a different number based on where TA in general tells you a fib line should be or a retracement should be. And then a lot of people will add on to that number once they see it there.
Yep, that's absolutely perfect. And guys, this is TA week, and we will be covering, all the basic stuff. What is support, what is resistance, all the way up to some patterns, etc. this week. And then later on in the challenge, we're going to have a more intermediate TA week, where we cover a lot of the indicators and we cover a lot of the different aspects of TA. And potentially by the end of the 6 months, we may have an expert TA week, which really goes into absolutely insane psycho stuff that I don't even have any clue or idea about right now. But so the general thing that we're looking at is if we hit 7.7, okay, which is a previous support line, okay, if we break down through that where we didn't break down before, then we could go down to 7.4, and if we break through 7.4, then potentially we could see some major drop happening on Bitcoin. However, for now, we are still fine. Okay, we haven't broken through it. It's just something to be aware of and to keep in mind. Plus, also, what is going to happen is that, let me just see the latest tweet. Nope, nothing new. What is going to happen is that we can't do any trades anyway. So there's no point in getting all worked up and panicked about this. Bitcoin could literally, guys, and I have seen this like sometimes before. Bitcoin could decide that it comes down to here. Okay, and then all of a sudden, in the space of like 2 hours, it can come down to there, and then it could potentially just instantly bounce back up. I'm just drawing random squiggly lines, ignore me, but that is possible. Okay, not exactly that, obviously, but it is possible that we could have a major kind of dip followed by a major kind of pull back up. If you guys look at the history of the charts, like here was considered a very major dip, and then it bounced back up to somewhere a little bit higher. This here so far is, look at the size of that in comparison. You know, we've had some scarier ones before. We're not out of the crazy stuff in the market yet. You know, like here was considered a big major dip, but then we climbed back up quite nicely afterwards. So don't worry, don't panic about it. There's nothing that we can do. We can't try to trade on Binance yet, so just be aware of it.
Yeah, looking right now at GDAX, the biggest walls right now. So 7,800 looks like the first larger support, and then 7,200 is and 7,100 are the next huge buy walls. So there are some that are still big, but those are the biggest ones. So I would look to see if it breaks 78, and then if it does, then how far it continues down. But those aren't based on TA; those are just what the numbers are right now, and they change all the time.
Yep. I've got a message here from Mr. Joseph Vegas saying, could we move the intermediate TA week where we cover indicators and all that close to the beginning? We will cover some indicators in the basic TA week, and then a lot more indicators further along. If we cover everything in 1 week, then it's going to be an overload, and we're not going to be able to cover any of the other stuff, such as choosing a coin to buy. We got a whole week. In fact, I think we have 2 weeks based on researching coins, how to choose a coin to buy, how to value the coin, how to look into the team, how to look into the project, the history of the project, the timeline, how far have they gone, how far are they doing, is it nice, blah, 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 all of that kind of stuff. So there's a lot to cover, and trying to squeeze it all in at the beginning may be a little bit counterproductive. It may move at too fast of a pace for everyone to follow along. So we're going to have a basic TA week, and then later on we will have a more advanced TA week. Right. Let me just see. Guys, if you're on YouTube and you wish to ask a question, just because there's a lot of comments on there, be sure to put the big letter Q before you ask a question. If you have already asked it, please re-ask it with a big letter Q, just so I can know that it is actually a question directed at us and it's not you guys chatting amongst yourselves, which you are more than welcome to do. Joseph Vegas, so for basic TA week, will we be covering how to choose buy and sell points? Yes, I believe we will be covering things like that, how to choose a buy point, how to choose a sell point on a basic level. We're not going to go into like the most insane details though. Right. Okay, so I don't see any other questions. Yep, go ahead.
I was going to bring up one thing based on something we previously talked about with FUD, and I want to bring up John McAfee one more time.
Go ahead.
Because he comes up all the time. He does like his weekly not stock picks, but his weekly crypto picks, the crypto of the week. And he loves to talk about crypto. He really spends no time at all looking into anything he talks about. He's been basically shown to shill a coin if they pay him. So basically he has conversations with whatever coin it is. They give him whatever amount of Bitcoin or their coin in exchange for him tweeting this out. And that gets a lot of volume because everyone expects it to pump. So I would avoid anything he says and just assume everything he says isn't true. Now, he could say a coin is good and it really is good, but he doesn't really know that. He's just saying that for money. So don't believe everything you read, especially from that guy.
Yep, just be careful with the McAfee stuff. I mean, that is rumored that he just gets paid for stuff. I know there has been some stuff coming out saying that it's proven, but again, this is crypto. You take everything you hear with a grain of salt. My advice would be just avoid his tweets. He doesn't make a lot of sense. He talks a lot of shit. You don't want that kind of negativity in your Twitter feed if you're a tweeter, or if you're, I was going to say a twat, but yep. So if you follow Twitter, there's a lot of other great accounts that you can follow. That will give you a lot of amazing information. There was one thing, actually, I just remembered right now. I remembered right now about, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes later, a little bit slow. There is a term in trading called a pump and dump. Okay, what is a pump and dump? A pump and dump is essentially when a group, and I consider this criminal activities, guys. I'm going to put it straight out there. I consider pump and dumps criminal activity. Okay, a pump and dump essentially is when a group of people come together with the sole intention of buying all of the sell orders of a coin to drive the price high, and then they wait till a certain point, and everybody else in the world's like, oh my god, that coin's going up in value, I need to buy it, I need to buy it. And then they sell it, and it comes crashing down, and they just start dumping all of their coins. So they pump it up, they pump the price up to a certain point, and then they sell everything because they bought here, they're going to sell up here. They've multiplied the coin by 2 times or 3 times. Why am I mentioning pump and dumps? Because pump and dump phenomenon is not just related, like the chart pattern is not just related to pump and dumps. When and if, okay, if the BTC price is differing significantly from where from when Binance shut down, we could expect to see a similar type of pattern of the coin jumping up, okay, and then the price exceeding the level at which it is worth, and then it coming back down to below the level where the coin is worth, and then kind of back up again and leveling off. So if you guys do see these massive green things, best action to do is to not panic, okay? Don't buy, definitely don't buy, okay? Let the coin settle, okay? And then after it has settled, then you can make your purchase things. That's what I wanted to mention when about half an hour, 45 minutes ago, Damilon said, you know, about expecting BTC to go back up and then come back down again, etc. I just forgot to mention that. We have a question here from Mr. L'Oreal Julian. What is the use of having more than one currency, okay, maybe 2, to trade? Aren't the strong alts following often similar main trends anyway? I can tell you, I can show you in fact. So XRP, okay, XRP is a very, very strong coin. No, we want XRP BTC, I do apologize for that. And we want it on Binance. XRP is a very, very strong coin, guys. Its value at its peak was 23,000 Satoshis, okay? Currently valued at 9,300 and something, so less than half price. But even though it's an amazing coin with really great potential to really take off, there is one fundamental issue with putting all of your eggs in one basket, or putting all of your money into one coin. XRP over the last few days, I think we're looking around here somewhere, just wasn't behaving as a lot of people expected. A lot of people put a lot of money into XRP, but it didn't really move. However, Walton coin, which is another coin that we hold, I'm just going to show you guys the coins that we hold so we don't introduce new crazy coins with some random lines on there. I'll just delete those. So Walton coin, on the other hand, was going up and down and up and down, and it was moving as people expected it to move. Okay, so when you buy just one coin, you have a much greater risk of that coin moving in a direction opposite to what you expect, or staying around the same level, and all of your money is tied up in that one coin. However, if you spread across several coins, even if one of them doesn't move, the other 2 will move. If 2 of them don't go down, you have the potential of 1 still going up. So that is why we spread more than one coin. I hope that answers that question. Not seeing any other questions on Discord. Let me have a look here. Can we see what you will be teaching in TA so that we can prepare for it? That will all become clear tomorrow, guys. No spoilers. DiGiaclo's here. Hello, DiGiaclo.
Yo, what's up, Techie? How's it going?
It's good, man. How are you?
Just got finished doing some work.
Cool, man. Do you want to share maybe with us some BTC TA, if you got any ready?
Well, currently, right now, we're on a big red candle for the last couple of times. We've broken through support, and we could definitely see a big drop from this one. It looks like the bull runs sort of died down. Now we're going to retrace a bit and see where it lands.
Hey, Techie.
Yep.
John just posted a message in the trading channel saying he's going to be meeting with Vitalik next month.
Okay. All right. That's great.
Project.
Yep, that's great. Okay. So, yep, you guys heard it from Mr. Jacklow, what we can expect of BTC right now. Again, guys, just be prepared. It could drop down and bounce back up again. It did this yesterday. I know a lot of people panicked and pulled out as it kind of went lower, and then they were expecting it to continue to go lower, and as a result they didn't buy back in. So we can't make any trades anyway for the challenge. We're all on Binance, so all we can do right now is just wait and see what happens. Okay.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to hit around like 7.2-ish, around 7.2, 7.3. We may retrace a couple times up and down, but then ultimately we may bounce off 7.2, 7.3 and try to pick up some steam to go back up. We'll see.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, so guys, we're still in the bearish market right now. We're not quite safe. We're not quite into the bullish market. The bullish market, as we said, is when there's more buyers than sellers, and therefore the price goes up, and everything is nice and fine and dandy. And that is the crypto that a lot of people know. So yeah, we are still within kind of, I call this the transition period. I know a lot of people don't use that term, that it's either bearish or bullish. But I like to call it the transition period, where we could start to go bearish. We could start to go bullish, but we're still currently going bearish, and there's a lot of uncertainty. All right, any other questions? Let me see if there's any other questions from anywhere. I don't have anything on Discord, so I can look away from that. And I see there's a lot of talk about margin trading, guys. We're not going to go into margin trading in the challenge. It's not something we're going to do. It's not something I believe is worth it right now. And so if you do want to talk about margin trading, you're more than welcome to go to the Discord server and ask over there. Perhaps maybe some other people may be interested in it. But yep, for the challenge, we are definitely not going to be going into margin trading. Now, what else do we have to cover today? I decided to do a quick thing. This is Reddit, ladies and gentlemen. And usually on Reddit, you can find a lot of the kind of news related to the day for cryptocurrency. It's not just for cryptocurrency. Reddit is a big online community. But today, they didn't really seem like there was anything major to talk about, other than the fact that Binance system is down. But then also, Damilon, do you maybe want to talk about the Litecoin Core release?
I mean, other than the headline, I don't know any more about it. It's just that the fees dropped. So I don't have a lot to say about it.
So Litecoin Core was released, which means then that the transaction fees, etc., for Litecoin will be going down. How that will actually kind of pan out, and how that will actually kind of work in terms of exchanges and their withdrawal fees and everything, I think that will become clear over time. It's not really going to be something that happens right now. Other than that, there was just the standard kind of random news and rubbish from the day. Nothing major, nothing interesting. By far the biggest one, which is Binance, which we've already covered. And yeah, that's it. So this here is our recap of last week. Because the market is down, we can't actually cover the coins in too much detail. So we'll try and cover them tomorrow. Jacklo as well will begin the TA week tomorrow. Is that correct, Jacklo? I think that's a yes. So we will be covering that tomorrow. This has only been a short stream, guys, but the market is down. We can't do much else. So we're going to open it up right now to the questions. If you have a question right now, we're going to do quick Q&A. If you have a question on YouTube, be sure to put a big capital letter Q before. And if you have a question on live stream chat, please make sure in the Discord server, please make sure then that you tag me. Linda asking, yep.
Sorry, go. You can do it.
Okay. Sorry, Linda saying, if you're stuck holding bags, when and how do you make the decision to cut your losses? Continuously holding them comes to a potentially very high opportunity cost. Can you comment on that? It's a very, very interesting. It's a very, very interesting question. There's been a lot of coins and a lot of things right now that have gone down in value because we are currently in the bear market. And depending on when you first picked up that coin, it can really affect kind of how much of a loss or how much of a gain you are kind of at. I think each of us has their own personal approach to when you Some people call it dropping the bags, cutting your losses, etc. Dijaclo, I know, has an amazing example of what he does. A lot of the time, people who end up holding bags, they take a slightly different approach. Rather than thinking about it as, oh my God, I'm losing money, they look at how they can actually multiply the money within there. So Dijaclo, do you want to talk about your system? I believe you used with, what was it again, TRX?
Yeah, so basically I was looking at Tronics for a while it was going on its run, and I saw it at 800 in the morning, and then by nighttime it was like 1400, like 1500, and it kept rising, despite all the TA I was doing and how it looked overbought. Sorry, it just kept going up. So I was like, man, this is a really good wave. I'm gonna get in it. So I ended up buying at 1750, which is really bad. You should never FOMO in, never. And then it went up to what 20 something, 2100. And at that time, I was like, okay, it's still going up. We may possibly just keep going for a while. So I went to sleep. Next morning when I woke up, everything was down. It kept going down and down and down. And at that point, I was like, oh, yeah, it'll just have another run and we'll see how it goes, right? Nope, it just kept going down. So at that point, I could either cut my losses and just take that huge percentage down, or I can just stay in the coin. What I did personally was I traded my position down. So I kept shorting it. And I changed my mentality. Basically, I was going for increasing my Tronic stack instead of just cutting my losses. And over time, I managed to double my Tronic stack over the next couple of days. So basically, I cut my it's like a combination of daily cost averaging, dollar cost averaging, and averaging my price down. And I ended up making enough that I could break even at around 900 Satoshis, like 850 Satoshis, instead of my initial buy-in price of 1750. So that's a strategy that you can utilize and just try to trade the market, but don't make sure you always buy back in, or else you're actually selling at a loss. And,
okay, so
yeah.
There's just one term there that I want to explain because I know a few people may ask about it. Shorting. What is shorting? Those of you who come from any other trading background, whether it's stocks, Forex, precious metals, commodities, shorting is very different in crypto. The term shorting here is used to say, for example, that I'm going to zoom in here just because this is the point when Dijaclo bought. This here is TRX on my screen. And essentially he bought, I believe he said somewhere around here, okay, and it kept on going up, and he looked at the top and he was like, I think it's still going to carry on, but then it started to come down, okay, and it started to really come down, and a lot of people are still holding, you know, a lot of people are still waiting for it to kind of, okay, it's come down, but it should just go back up again, as is with anything, but it didn't. What it did was it just kept on coming down and going lower. And there was a lot of news and rumors spread about TRX at the time. So shorting is, let me clear these lines off, and then I can explain shorting to you guys. Shorting in crypto is essentially when you have a look at the chart and you can tell that you have bags of something, okay? And so then what you do is that you should always do it with TA, okay? Never do shorting just by looking at a chart and going, oh, I think it's going to go down. That's like trying to predict the weather by, you know, licking your finger and putting it up in the air. Shorting is when, for example, you see it's going to come down. So you sell here, okay, with the intention to buy back lower, okay, to buy back there. So you're not actually completely getting rid of your coins, but what you are doing is that if you had 1,000 coins up here and then the price went down, you would be able to buy perhaps 1,100 coins. Okay, I don't know why this is not quite working. 1,100 coins. Okay, there we go. And that is what shorting is. Shorting is selling at a point when you know it's going to go down in order to buy the coin at a lower point and therefore increase your stack. So if you ever buy a coin and you're left holding it and the price is dropping, there are different strategies, and there are three main strategies. Okay, the first one is you just hold it and you just wait until the price comes back up. The second one is cutting your losses. Some people cut them at 10%, some people cut their losses at 5%. Different people have their own approach. We're going to go through various ones of these, but first of all, we want everyone to understand TA, because the worst thing that you could do is you could sell it when it's down here and you're like, oh shit man, it's just going to go down. But then it jumps back up and you're like, oh, oops, you know, that's bad. I just kind of lost a lot of money for nothing. Short, and then of course then there's shorting, the third tactic, whereby you say, okay, I have these coins, I am going to keep on shorting them until I bring them up to a value. And if I come here and I choose the pen, then you keep on shorting them until essentially you started off with 1,000 coins, then you have 2,000 coins. Okay, and if the price is half the price of when you originally bought it, but you have double the amount, you're at no loss. Okay, and that is essentially what the Jackalow was doing with Tronics, okay, over the last few days or weeks even, I believe. Okay, and he's come to a point now whereby if Tronics goes up just a little bit more, he can sell it and still be in profit, rather than if he was to sell it at any other point and be in a massive complete loss. So that is shorting. I just wanted to explain that because he mentioned it, and I wanted everyone to be aware of what shorting is.
I want to add one thing to that, Techie.
Go ahead.
Is that the difference between shorting and just selling with the intention of buying back lower is that if you actually were to do a short on an exchange, it's a margin trade. So you're actually, it's a leveraged sell, just like a long as a leveraged buy. And you're actually borrowing the ability to buy at a lower price from the exchange. And because of that, if the price goes up instead of down at certain intervals, the exchange will call you on your short, basically saying, hey, the price hasn't gone down this much. You need to put more backing to this in order to keep it open. And eventually they collect and just take money from you. So it's not just like you're selling and you're going to buy back lower. You're actually borrowing for the ability to bet on that, which is where the danger comes in.
Yep, and that's kind of like the major difference between the term that people use in crypto for shorting and the term used and the actual term where it originally comes from. It's an important kind of difference to make, because I know a lot of people getting into crypto have background in other things, and they may misunderstand some of these terms, especially when we talk about it on the course, on the journey, on the challenge, or on the server. Someone says, oh, I'm going to short Bitcoin. People are going to start to be like, oh, wait, where can I do that? Again, guys, if you got a question on YouTube, please make sure that you precede it by a big letter Q, so I know it's a question, not just a comment to someone else on there. Let me have a look again onto Discord. We have Nyquist saying, assuming nothing horrible happens with BTC, what are the group's general thoughts about how it will trend this year in comparison to Ethereum? It's a very, very interesting question. I have my own personal opinions on that. I think these guys will all be own personal opinions, and I don't think we will find a common ground between them, because different people analyze it in different situations. Wes, are you back with us? Okay, I think maybe Wes is still away for a bit. Jackalow is away. Grizz, I'm not sure if Grizz is around. Demilon. Oh, Grizz is around. Maybe then can we hear your beautiful voice? Do you want to tell us what your opinion on how you think maybe Ethereum will be in 2018, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and how it may happen?
Yikes.
Dude, if you have no opinion, you can say I have no opinion. I don't know.
I'm gonna sit out of that one. I'm not big into Ethereum. I've obviously traded it a bit, but I would prefer not to give my insight because I don't think it would be valid.
Okay, Damilon.
Sorry.
Yeah, I share part of the sentiment, which is it's very difficult to say I believe in this or that because people follow your advice and they think you're an expert. So from a purely objective opinion, I'm a software engineer, and looking at the capabilities and the uses of them, I see Ethereum as being a much higher growth potential in the year than Bitcoin. I think they will both be up by the end of the year. I have no idea what their price points are going to be, but Ethereum is becoming widely used by a lot of things. There's tokens on the network. The ICOs have have not been dumping on the coin as much as they were last year. And I think that all the exposure it's getting and all the companies trying to partner with Ethereum give Ethereum a higher upside for the year. But I think they will both be profitable by year's end. So you can't go wrong either way. And Ethereum seems to be more stable as well. So that's one thing to think about.
Yeah, I think that those are really good points. And I guess one other thing to throw in there, kind of a devil's advocate, is I think it'll be very interesting to see how Neo challenges Ethereum with ICOs starting to be based on the Neo blockchain and stuff. So I think that'll be a really interesting development in 2018 that we're going to, well, who knows how it's going to go, but it will be interesting.
Oh, Techie, people keep asking about the BCH pump today. Do you want to address that at all?
I can address part of that actually. So
Okay.
Roger Ver, I call him dickhead, I don't know. But he was actually had an interview scheduled on InfoWars with Alex Jones. And so surprisingly, about 25 minutes before that interview went live, BCH pumped. And what did he mention on the interview? Yeah, well, during this, like, everything's red apart from BCH today, which is up 25%. So a lot of people think that pump was probably partially so he could do a bit of bragging on air and everything, but he actually did get called out on air by some callers on the show, which was actually quite hilarious. You can look up the YouTube video.
Yep, so then that pump was essentially just to make himself look better, I guess. And it turned out kind of maybe not in such a way. I think when people try to do those kind of tactics in crypto, they underestimate the intelligence of people, and then these stuff can backfire quite quickly. We're not going to do a TA on it, guys. We're not dealing with BCH in the challenge, and as a result, we're not really going to go into details and do TA, you know, for whatever it may be. Now, let me have a look here. There was one more question from L'Oreal Julian. How do we manage large amount trading, as it's not the same to sell one Bitcoin at a time or 100 Bitcoin? That, sir, is a very, 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 very interesting question. Essentially, the more money you have to trade with in crypto, the harder it becomes to buy and sell. Why do I say that? If we come here, we are looking at XRP. Okay. If we come here and say, for example, we had half a Bitcoin of XRP. No, let's not even go to half a Bitcoin. That's still quite a lot. All right. Well, okay. There's orders for half a Bitcoin. I'll go with half a Bitcoin. If you put in an order for half a Bitcoin of XRP, you create a wall. People don't like walls. People are generally afraid of walls. And so essentially, if you put in an order for half a Bitcoin, it's very unlikely that you're going to sell, because you are then seen as a wall, and people don't like to buy the wall unless there's major market movement. The more money you have, the bigger the wall becomes. Okay. And so down here, for example, someone's putting in an order for 2.32 Bitcoin. That becomes a major wall. When you have larger amounts of money, it becomes more and more and more essential to layer in your buys and layer in your sells. What does layering in means? It means instead of putting everything on one number, you start from about up here, and you put a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit, all the way down, okay, to another price. And essentially then they will kind of average out the price to what you want. When we come to start to trade a lot more with larger numbers as we progress in the challenge, we will be covering other advanced techniques. We will also be holding more than 3 coins. Okay. I can't remember where our account is. There we go. We will be holding more than 3 coins as well, in order to avoid having that kind of issue. And in order to avoid the group becoming a pump and dump group, okay, or us pushing up the price of a coin, we are really going to spread stuff out a lot more than right now. You know, right now we've got 4 coins, we don't have that much in them, but when we come to do it, we're really going to spread things out. We don't want this to become a pump and dump group. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Any other questions? I'm just scrolling right now. Nothing on there. We got a question on YouTube. Please explain what happens to the depth chart when you see a run. What happens to the depth chart when you see a run? if you're watching the depth chart, you're not really going to be able to see a run, in my opinion. Okay, you're basically going to see something like this, and then slowly these are going to get smaller and eaten and kind of taken away, and then it's going to come to a point, and then this line here will start to shrink down. All right, so this top line here will start to move closer to the bottom over here, and it will just continue to do that. This is again just my opinion, I don't like looking at the depth chart too much, okay, when kind of deciding what's actually going to happen. You can use it to determine where the run may end, okay, by looking at the size of the walls, because here obviously you can look a lot further ahead than just in the list here. You know, here, yeah, you could scroll up a little bit, but it still isn't comprehensive. Here gives you a nice visual idea of where the run may potentially end, but you won't. It's not going to tell you something major other than where it may end, really.
I have one thing to that based on the run. So usually I don't look, like Techie says, I don't look at the depth chart during the run. I'm looking at the order book and the markets. But if you're wondering like why things seem to change, if there's a run, you'll see all the major players will be moving their walls. So where you thought there was support or resistance, and a run usually is up. So you'll see all the resistance walls vanish, or they'll move. So they'll constantly be moving. Every time the buys get up to their wall, they want to pretend like you're not going to pass it. And then you get to it and one buy order is placed against it and they move or they vanish. So they'll keep moving their walls until they think, you know what, I think the price is too high. And then the walls then stay and the price will plummet back down because they hit this wall and now everyone realizes, oh crap, I've let it go too far. So that's usually what you'll see happen. But then, you know, it might recover because there's enough people who want to buy. Then maybe those people decide their wall will get eaten, or they'll decide that maybe I can make even more money by selling at a higher level.
Yep, I agree with that completely. Again, the depth chart is just an indicator of where walls may be both on the buy and on the sell. You can use it as a reference point for where things may potentially go, but generally I like to watch the order books and potentially also do some quick TA. You know, you can check out the chart, and again, this is TA week. We're going to teach you guys the very basic stuff where you can check out where the support and the resistance is. For example, if it's coming down, you may pick up a historical support level and decide that it's not really going to go below this point based off of something all the way back here. So I'm just going to show you guys right now. So there's this support level here, can go all the way, trace it all the way back to, I don't know when in time this was. That's a bit far back actually, I'm not going to go that far back, but and then you can place your buys based on that and based on how that looks for you right now. Yeah, so order book, not really used that much during a massive jump. We got a question on Discord from L'Oreal Julian talking about pump and dumps. Again, guys, my personal opinion, pumps and dumps is considered criminal activity. It is very strictly banned, actually, in almost all other trading systems or markets. And if you are caught doing a pump and dump, there are very severe penalties for it as well. Unfortunately, due to the nature of crypto, some people still like to do pump and dumps. So Lauria's asking, people who pump, it actually costs them a lot of money, so it's quite a big risk. You buy expensive, when it dumps, you sell for less expensive, so it's profitable. Essentially what they're doing is they push the price up, and then everybody else is like, people who aren't involved in the pump and dump, they're like, oh my god, man, it's going up really high. So then people start to buy in, okay? And then, this isn't a pump and dump here, but this was just a pump. And then the guys who initiated it sell when it's at the top, so they've made a decent amount of profit, and anyone who bought in after them is essentially in loss, because then when they sell everything, the whole market crashes back down again. I know that there's some members on the Discord server who took part in pump and dumps, and 9 times out of 10, guys, you will lose money, okay? It's very highly coordinated, it's very well organized. You got to think of like mafia style activity that goes on in this type of stuff. So don't take part in them, please. Don't. It's a ridiculous thing. don't even think about taking part in them. Just avoid them like the plague. If you ever see a chart that has kind of suddenly gone up really, really quickly with no apparent reason, okay, then generally it can be considered a pump, and just leave it. Don't try and do anything. Just hold your position. Later on, as we advance in the course, we may start to look at how we can pick out pumps and dumps and use them to our benefit instead of what is going on here. So, yep, I think that's the questions on Discord. Any other questions on YouTube? Nothing on YouTube. Well, today was an interesting day, wasn't it? What do you think, Damilon?
I didn't know what to do. I couldn't do anything. So I actually worked at work.
Yeah. It was
same here. It was weird.
It was a really weird feeling. I kind of started the day and I was like, oh, okay, so I'm not going to probably be able to trade for most of the day. You know, I do have some coins on another exchange, and someone's actually asking about that. I have a capacity coin on Cryptopia, but that is a long hold. It's not a coin that we're really going to get into right now in the challenge. And I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna take the day off essentially and not do any trading at all, even though I have some funds in another exchange that I could trade with. But it was nice to take a break and relax and kind of yeah, just chill out a bit. I think take it a nice, easy, slow day, and I think almost everybody did, in fact. So I think that's it then. I don't see any more questions coming in at all.
Yeah, looking right now at the prices, it's at that first resistance at 7,800 still, so it's hanging right around there. So
Yep.
So far the price is pretty close to where it was yesterday when we closed. So it stays near there. We shouldn't see too much insanity.
Yeah, hopefully we won't
It'll
see
make me
anything
very
major.
happy.
Yeah, I know a lot of people kind of weren't able to buy in at the bottom of the dip, and so you know, when it came down to this point, was it here?
Yeah, I know a lot of you are probably looking forward to
here.
a big difference and play the insanity, but having it Binance open again exactly at the same price is actually the best thing you can hope for.
It's
I
absolutely
agree
amazing.
wholeheartedly. Yeah.
Everyone, the people who weren't able to buy in will now be able to buy in, and the people who, you know, who bought in will still be at the same position. Nobody lost anything. Nobody gained anything. It's like we just had 24-day holiday where the market went to sleep, and we can resume.
To be fair, people may have gained something because only if you're holding pure Bitcoin would you be even.
Yep, that is true. Yeah.
I gained an increased heart rate from being.
If you had 100% tether, it actually went up. So there you go.
Yeah, by 1 cent each tether, but yeah. So yeah, guys, this will be interesting now to see where Bitcoin actually stays when Binance resumes. Again, Binance is due to resume at these times here. I've put in, I think, the most common time zones across the world. I don't know what the most common one in Asia is, but I know Beijing is a big kind of time zone. CST.
It's 2.5 hours from now.
Is it only 2.5 hours from now? Oh, so it is.
Yes.
2.5 hours from now. Wow. Okay. So what's going to happen again, guys, is that Binance will open for half an hour for people to remove their orders if they wish to remove them before trading commences. And don't expect a massive like countdown. 5, 4. No, I don't think there's going to be a big countdown or a big announcement. You might have to refresh the page a couple of times around that period of time before you're able to put in your buys and sells. The best thing to watch out for...
it'll just go crazy instantly.
Yeah, as soon as you see here on the right-hand side, the trade history, as soon as you see that moving, that means the market has reopened, okay? And just be careful, guys. The best thing to do, honestly, is just to hold your position, because we don't know what everyone's going to do. People are going to maybe go a little bit crazy, but now that the fact that Bitcoin is close to that previous level should really help out with things.
Yeah, and I would try, if you have that, if you're online during that half an hour period, and I'm sorry for a lot of you in Europe who are going, it's going to be like 4 in the morning, I think.
Yep.
But if you do happen to be there and you think you want to try some low buy orders, if you have money, you can try that and see if they'll allow them. Techie mentioned that they only specifically said removing sell orders, but if they are in post only mode, any limit orders should be accepted. So it doesn't hurt to try it and see what happens.
Yep. We've got a question that came in on Discord saying, are you guys going to cover positional trading in the challenge the quick fingers Luke. It's not the Koshka method, guys. It is the quick finger Luke method. Just be careful with that because she just follows that method. We will be covering a lot of different types of swing trading, or we're going to cover some various types of swing trading. We will potentially also cover the quick finger Luke method, as just showing that it is an option and it is an alternative. Again, you know, we're going to show you guys as much as possible within this challenge and allow you then to choose the methods that you feel most comfortable with, the methods that you enjoy the most, and the methods that you find work around your style, your timeline, your schedule, your life, your whatever it is. So we will be covering various different types of swing trading. All right. Let's see if there's any other questions. No last minute things on YouTube. That looks good. Any last minute things on Discord? I don't see anything at all. Wes, Jackalow, Grizz, Damilon, do either of you want to say a final word?
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
Yeah, have a good
Yeah,
evening.
thanks for watching, and thanks. I hope you guys learn a lot.
Okay, guys. So from us at the team over here in the Crypto Challenge, thank you very, very much for watching. I know today was a bit of a strange day with no trading going on, but we've had a few of those. Be sure to give a thumbs up to the video if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, you're more than welcome to give a thumbs down, but please write in the comments what you didn't like about it so we can try and improve it for the future and not just give a thumbs down for the sake of giving a thumbs down. Check out the website as well, thecryptochallenge.io, link in the video description. You can check out about the project and get a link to the Discord server if you are not signed up there. It's a great community. We have over 850 people on that Discord server signed up for the challenge. There's over 3,500 people in the whole community as an overall. Lots of talk, lots of trading stuff. You can always get advice. You can always have people, you know, check your analysis of the market, etc. Other than that, I think we covered everything. Be sure to share the videos as well. If you're finding them useful, be sure to share the videos on your social media platforms, whether it's Twitter or whether it's Facebook or wherever else it may be. And that's it for tonight then. I think we will see you all tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. EST or 1 a.m. CET. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you really, really enjoyed the stream, and we will catch you all tomorrow. Take care.
One quick thing.